ॐ नमो विश्वप्रबोधाय नमो भ्राजिष्णुजिष्णवे ज्योतिषे च नमस्तुभ्यं ज्ञानार्काय नमो नमः. Salutations to thee, the awakener of the universe. Salutations to thee, the resplendent and glorious. Salutations to thee, the being effulgent. Salutations to thee, the light of knowledge. Good morning. Today our topic is our thoughts and our lives. Without spending much time in introduction, let us start with Swami Vivekananda. Today I will try to discuss this topic taking some help from Swami Vivekananda, another contemporary author, British author of Swami Vivekananda, James Allen, from Dhammapada, from Bhagavad Gita, and from here and there, whatever thought I was thinking for the last few days. Swami Vivekananda, he observed, in our little universe, this human mind, we see a thought arise. Try to think about yourself, how thought comes. In our little universe, this human mind, we see a thought arise. Whence it arises, we do not know. And when it disappears, where it goes, we know not either. So this is his comments, his thoughts from various sources, from Raja Yoga, written by Swami Vivekananda, some from some other lectures also. Then he says, mere thoughts are like little wavelets. It comes out from the ocean and again it comes returned to the ocean, just a small wavelets. Thought is like a bubble rising to the surface. When thought is joined to will, we call it power. Thought is the finest and highest action of prana, the energy. Now, thoughts are inevitable. It is very difficult to stop thinking process. He says, thought ceases in meditation. In true meditation, even the mind's elements are quite quiet. Blood circulation stops, his breathing stops, but he is not dead who is practicing meditation, in true meditation. But we can regulate. We have some control over thoughts, our thoughts. When? By dint, blow of hard work, thoughts may be silenced altogether. When you are engrossed in some kind of work, you are pushing always yourself about perfection. The intensity of your effort makes your thoughts streamlined. You cannot think. For me, for last 2 days probably, I was unable to think something else. So it is an example. All of you probably, before a performance of an orchestra, or maybe just before a surgery, if you are a doctor, or some serious occupation before that, that blow of hard work can streamline your thoughts. So it's everything are lessons to us, how to do that. So, if you have to think good thoughts, great thoughts. We cannot choose our circumstances. We'll try to come afterwards. But we can choose to think, what to think. There is a beautiful saying in Bengali, Jamon Bhav, it's a line from a song also. In Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna, in original Kathamrita, Ramakrishna, you can get that. But it goes like that, Jamon Bhav, Temni Labh, Mool Se Pratyay. As one thinks, so one becomes. Main thing is your central faith. Mool Se Pratyay. Now how important it is. Before we take any food or medicine, we carefully check the ingredients. We wish to put into our bodies only what is beneficial. A few days ago, I had not much, a little problem. That body was not cooperating properly with me. So I got some medicine. So I was checking behind that file. If you take more than 3 times in a day, be careful about liver damage. We check whatever we eat. So anything that causes discomfort to the stomach or uneasiness in the body, we immediately avoid. We even read the fine print on the food packets to ensure that no harmful substance enters our system. So it was, minimum dose was 15 ml, but after reading that, I reduced it to 7 ml. We must be too much careful. It was, anyhow. Some foods or medicines affect our health instantly, while others show their impact over time. We are rightly cautious about these things. Yet, we seldom notice what kind of thought food our mind is consuming. Thoughts too have their effects, some immediate, others lasting for years. What we feed the brain can nourish or poison it, just as surely as what we feed the body. While giving the idea of what religion is, he told, Dharma holo emon ekti bhav, bhavana, thinking, thought, idea. So religion also idea. Religion, according to Swami Vivekananda, religion is not merely a set of rituals or beliefs, but a transforming power, a powerful idea that turns the animal into human and the human into a god. The Bhagavad Gita also speaks of importance of bhavana, the inner attitude or mental vision that determines our spiritual growth. From this bhavana, from your thought, arises karma, action. Every action is first conceived as a thought. The kind of thought that rules a person's mind determines the kind of action that follows. The thoughts that move through the mind of a great and noble person are vastly different from those that occupy the mind of a selfish or a evil one. The saint and the sinner both think, but the quality of their thoughts differs. Where one sees light, compassion, and truth, the other sees darkness, greed, and deceit. This difference in thought and inner feeling explains the contrast between figures such as Brihaspati, the preceptor of gods, and Shukracharya, the teacher of demons, in Indian mythology. Both are supremely skilled and intelligent. Many texts like Shukraniti still we read. He was the teacher of the demons. A brilliant person. He is a great person. But why he chose to become the leader or maybe the guide of the demons, we do not know. So, mere intelligence is not enough. Skill alone cannot make one noble. What truly elevates a person is the refinement of consciousness, the purity of motive, the selfishness of heart, and the aspiration toward truth. Mere intelligence can turn us into a crow or a fox, but to become an eagle or a lion, we need something more. So, now little bit from, let us say a little bit from Dhammapada. It inspired me actually to, I went somewhere, one Vedanta society. So just before going there, some verses from Dhammapada caught my mind, my attention. So it is also connected with that. Buddha says, all dharmas are preceded by mind. Mind is their chief. They are mind-made. When you think about dharma, religion, righteousness, what is that? A bunch of thoughts. I should follow this path. I should follow these principles in my life. So it is mind-made. If with a corrupted mind, Buddha says, if with a corrupted mind someone speaks or acts, then suffering follows that person. Just as the wheel follows the hoof print of the draught ox. Think about a little bit. Bullock cart, probably you have seen. So, just as the wheel follows the hoof print of the draught ox, try to think that visual. It's automatical. It is very automatic. There is no choice. So, with a corrupted mind, in Pali it is padutthena bhasati ba karoti ba. Padutthena, in Sanskrit it must be pradushtena. Pradushtena, a little bit who knows little bit Sanskrit or Hindi or some kind of Indian language, dushta, pradushta, supremely corrupted. Dushta, evil. Pradushta, supremely evil. Pradushtena manasa, mind become pradushta, become that corrupted. So then it is what will happen? Suffering follows that person. In the other way, all dharmas are preceded by mind. Mind is their chief. Common, this statement. They are mind-wrought. If with a serene, undefiled mind, someone speaks or acts, then happiness follows that person like an unfailing shadow. Two examples, wheels and the footprints, and here that you and your shadow. Happiness will follow you just like your shadow. What to do if you speak or act with an undefiled mind? Again, in Pali, it is manasache pasannena bhasati ba karoti pa. Pasannena. So, in Sanskrit, it should be, because it came from Sanskrit, all these words, Pali language even. So, prasannena manasa. Prasannena means nirmalena, that is not corrupted, undefiled mind. So that's why you will see the people who are more happy, they behave with openness. Openness. There is no mala. Nirmala means there is no mala. Mala means dirt. No secret motive. No secret motive. Nothing. So without any secret motive, when you act, if you have any motive, tell him or her, this is my motive, that I want, that's why I am talking like this, I am behaving like this. So it will make it that nirmala, without any dirt. Happiness will follow you. So it is nothing magic, will come afterwards. So we think about mystery in your mental world. No mystery. As a visible world, this visible world, everything cause and effect. So in mental world also, you cannot see with the eyes maybe. But eyes is not the last thing. You can feel. So there is a supreme law inside is going on. We have to first accept. There is no secret. There is a very straight. It is a law-abiding world inside. Law means I am talking about that supreme law. Rita. In Sanskrit we call Rita. Satta and Rita. So from now, from James Allen. He, I think he's a contemporary of Swami Vivekananda, 1864 to 1912. Only 47 years he was in this world, but he's a great thinker. So, what was I think the name of the book, As a Man Thinketh, probably, or the essay. You can find it in internet also. So he's saying same thing, but in a beautiful language. He wrote 21 pages on that. He compares our thought and our life just like a seed and a plant. He writes, as a plant springs from and could not be without the seed, so every act of a man springs from the hidden seeds of thought and could not have appeared without them. From Swamiji, it's a kind of statement. Here, more explanation we can see. So I cannot read everything, but here and there. Then he says, so one example is between seed and the plant. So thought and our life. Next example he is giving. Man is a growth by law and not a creation by artifice. And cause and effect is as absolute and undeviating in the hidden realm of thought as in the world of visible and material things. I've discussed. A noble and godlike character is not a thing of favor or chance, but is the natural result of continued effort in right thinking, the effect of long-cherished association with godlike thoughts. Somebody became godlike character because he was for a long time, he was associated himself with that godlike thoughts. Man is made or unmade by himself. In the armory of thought, he forges the weapons by which he destroys himself. He also fashions the tools with which he builds for himself heavenly mansions of joy and strength and peace. Two examples, weapon and armory. So we ourselves are making those weapons. With the tools, we can make ourselves life miserable, but at the same time, we can make a heavenly mansion of joy, strength, and peace. So it gives us, again, very similarity with Swami Vivekananda. I do not know whether he read Swami Vivekananda. Swami Vivekananda passed away in 1902. We do not know. And before that, he went to England also. Probably, and by that time, all those karma yogas, raja yogas already came out. I do not know, but very similarity. But I found he was, at the same time, he was not only author, a genuine seeker. Just like echoing Swami Vivekananda. So, of all the beautiful truths pertaining to the soul which have been restored and brought to light in this age, none is more gladdening or fruitful of divine promise and confidence than this. What is that message, divine message? That man is the master of thought, the molder of character, and maker and shaper of condition, environment, and destiny. He is that master of his presence, the present and his future also. As a being of power, intelligence, and love, and the lord of his own thoughts, man holds the key to every situation and contains within himself that transforming and regenerative agency by which he may make himself what he wills. Man is always the master, even in his weakest and most abundant state. But in his weakness and degradation, he is the foolish master who misgoverns his household. When he begins to reflect upon his condition and to search diligently for the law upon which his being is established, he then becomes the wise master, directing his energies with intelligence and fashioning his thoughts to fruitful issues. First thing, we have to accept the responsibility. You have to take our responsibility. It is my responsibility to change the circumstances around me, my destiny, my responsibility. Then, with intelligence, you have to act. It goes on. Only by such searching and mining are gold and diamonds obtained, and man can find every truth connected with his being if he will dig deep into the mine of his soul. That he is the maker of his character, the molder of his life, and the builder of his destiny. He may unerringly prove if he will watch, control, and alter his thoughts, tracing their effects upon himself, upon others, and upon his life and circumstances, linking cause and effect by patient practice and investigation, and utilizing his every experience, even to the most trivial, everyday occurrence, as a means of obtaining that knowledge of himself, which is understanding, wisdom, power. Beautiful words. It shows it's just like an artwork. In many books, I remember, especially I think some Chennai publication, our Ramakrishna Mission Chennai publication, same kind of how to live, especially for the young generation, many books are available. That a man as a sculptor working on him, as a unfinished a stone work, with a chisel and a hammer working on himself. So that is the way. That is the way. So with patience, and we have to be flexible. We have to alter. Whatever I believe now may not be true. What I believe. Problem is we believe what I believe is true. Oh no. I was reading somewhere, I think, it says that according to psychology, I was thinking that what is thought? So it says, a thought is a mental representation an idea, image, concept, or internal symbol that stands for something in the external or internal world. So what our thought is not the truth, the object. It is that stands for something. It is a mental representation that is presenting the truth, not the truth itself. So now, our life is made of circumstances. Our life is made of our visions. Our life is made of purpose. Our life is about our self-achievements also. And our life, how we would want to see ourselves, that is, what is our dream. It's about dream. What I dream about myself. Let us start with circumstances and our thoughts. We have two options. If we compare ourselves, that mind is the garden. I am trying to follow mainly James Allen now. And time to time, I will try to add from Bhagavad Gita, Swami Vivekananda, wherever possible, or little, or from the scriptures. A man's mind is like a garden. It will produce growth whether cultivated or neglected. If good seeds, that is right thoughts, are not sown, weeds, that is wrong thoughts, will grow naturally. We have only two options, whether to cultivate or our whatever else. Every house we have a lawn. Whether it is your choice, whether to mow it or plant it beautiful plants or leave it and doing nothing. Two options. As a gardener removes weeds and grows desired plants, a man must weed out wrong, useless, and impure thoughts. By cultivating right, useful, and pure thoughts, he refines his character and destiny. Through this process, he realizes he is the master gardener of his soul and the director of his life. We have already discussed that part. When you do, then we understand nobody from your neighborhood will come and plant a beautiful tree in your lawn. Nobody will come. You have to go to a nursery or botanical garden. You have to pick up some plant and you have to plant it. Nobody will come. So you understand you are the master gardener and you are the director of your thoughts. So then in that process, you get the accuracy also. Sometimes we fail. Maybe you can choose a wrong plant, and you realize that oh, my decision was wrong. But in that process over time, you get that accuracy. So it is not a one-day job. Now, these portions are a little deep. We may not be that we may have some different opinions about all those topics that we are going to discuss now. Thought and character are one. A person's outer circumstances always correspond harmoniously to his inner state, his and her, just don't mind. So his or her inner state of mind. Circumstances reflect some essential element of thought necessary for one's development at that stage. Yes. As the progressive and evolving being, man is where he is that he may learn, that he may grow, and as he learns the spiritual lesson which any circumstance contains for him, it passes away and gives place to other circumstances. It is our stand. We may not like the circumstances, the surroundings that we are now, but if we are ready to change our standpoint, if we think these circumstances, we may get something in these circumstances that may offer me some lesson. Something I have to learn from these circumstances. And you have to start that there is no magic, no secret. So if we believe that, let us start with that belief that thought and character are one. Just okay, anyhow, I wanted to read it from the original. It was a beautiful line, but it is not coming in my hand without wasting time. So, character means, the taste of character is when we confront with the outer world, then we understand what kind of character that I possess. As the outer world, the human being, our friends, our family members, they understand what kind of human being you are, as well as we also understand. It is just like a test. How I react, what kind of situation, what kind of thoughts are coming in my mind. So it shows our character also, just like a mirror. Circumstances are like a mirror. So from the circumstances, you can judge yourself. Why I am behaving like this? Why these kind of thoughts are coming like this? So this process is some kind of unconscious process. We behave, we react mostly unconsciously. So that's why we are not ready to accept that these circumstances, I am the maker of these circumstances. Because many things is going on in our mind unconsciously. Generally we call subconscious mind. Man's current position provides the lessons he must learn for spiritual growth. Once a lesson is learned, circumstances change to allow further development. Strange process. When you understand, when you are little bit self-retrospective, you have you contemplate on the process. You will see that the moment you learn the lesson, immediately the circumstances also, it is changing. Yes, I can give little example. Just now it came, Sri Ramakrishna. You see, when he, from Dakshineshwar, he went to Calcutta. And with his elder brother, he accepted the job of the priest. So as a priest, before he was the helper of his elder brother. Then when his elder brother passed on, then he became the priest. And he tried to do all those things. But with time it happened that at some stage it happened that he could not continue the regular ritualistic process. What happened? That higher authorities, they realized that it is not that self-made. It is not that Ramakrishna that does not want to do ritualistic worship, but his condition changed. He cannot do. So they engage other people. You can do the puja. You need not to continue. And they told, we'll give the salary as a pension. As a pension. So you need not to do, just stay here. So, it shows that, it's an example, that it shows that your circumstance also may change when you get the lesson. As long as a person believes he is ruled by external forces, he remains at their mercy. When he understands that he is a creative power shaping his own conditions, he becomes master of himself. Those who practice self-control and self-purification observe that changes in life correspond directly to changes in thought. Rapid inner improvement brings rapid changes in outward circumstances. It's true. Many things you may not believe, but it's true. If you are a little bit careful about that process of self-control and self-purification, you will see that as that statement, Sri Ramakrishna told once that somebody asked how long we have to do all those karmas, duties. So Sri Ramakrishna gave example. Again, too much Indian context, and nowadays it is different. Is a big family. The example was that when just think about that Indian family where that son, daughter-in-law, parents, and other siblings of the son, they lives all together, big family. What happens? That when the daughter-in-law first conceived the baby, first a few months, she continues all this work. But with time, that mother of the family would say, no, now you need not to do so much of work. And when you have the baby, she generally instructs, you need not do at all, just take care of the baby. So that was the example. So rapid improvement brings rapid changes in outward circumstances also. So other things now. About purpose, the value of purpose in our life. Thought without purpose leads to aimless drifting and lack of true accomplishment. Aimlessness is a moral weakness and inevitably results in failure and destruction. Those without a central purpose easily fall into worry, fear, self-pity, and unhappiness. That's why when Avatara comes, Sri Ramakrishna, for all, again, you may not agree. He told that what is the purpose of human life? To realize God. Or maybe to gain the devotion. That is the goal of your human life. So, for us, it is a purpose. So that is the goal. That is the goal. So when you have a purpose of a life, what will happen? These things. You are not aimless now. You have an aim. Weakness cannot endure in a universe that evolves through power and strength. If you are aimless, you are subject to worry, fear, and self-pity and unhappiness because you do not have any aim. So, an aimless person is a weak person. And for a weak person to survive in this world is very difficult. Why? Because this world, Sri Ramakrishna, Adda Shaktir Elaka. It is a realm of that Adi Shakti. It is a Shakti, a place of Shakti. And this is a universe that evolves through power and strength. You just think about maybe whatever, Big Bang or whatever theory. You see so many explosions are going on. Everything is running. No? Stars are running, galaxies are running, everything is running. Action is going on. From the distance, sun is still, But just a little bit of with a telescope, you can see that what is happening there. What is it? Helium, hydrogen, all those things happening, explosions, so many things going on. So this universe evolves from Shakti. So we have to work on our weakness. A person should form a clear, legitimate purpose, spiritual or worldly. If you are not believing what Sri Ramakrishna told, realization of God, bhakti, what are you talking about? So is there any message for us? Yes, message. There is a message. So we have to be a legitimate purpose, spiritual or worldly, and focus all our thoughts and efforts on achieving it. This purpose should become one's supreme duty, excluding idle or fleeting thoughts. Even repeated failures build strength of character, which is the real foundation of future success. First, have a purpose. A few days ago, again, a small interview. Somebody, one cricketer. Now he's ex-cricketer. Cricket, you know, no? In America it is not much popular. It is we play with bat and ball, but cricket is a game, and very much popular in some countries like India, Pakistan, Sri Lanka, South, all those places. And here also we have a cricket team. In US we have a cricket team, though it is not popular, but anyhow. So in that interview, that ex-cricketer was talking about a match between India and Sri Lanka. Okay, I can mention their name. So otherwise, who knows that, they may enjoy more. So this one was Navjot Singh Sidhu. The interview is going on. So Sidhu, he was talking about that match, India and Sri Lanka. And batter was Sachin Tendulkar. And bowler was Sanath Jayasuriya. Now, what happens in that particular match? I forgot whether it was a one-day match or a test, that I forgot. But Tendulkar was on the crease and batting. And you know, they are very, Sanath Jayasuriya, a great player, a great batter and bowler also. So maybe they had some homework before, they are very serious. Before playing a match, in the videotapes, you see all those batters, the weak points and their strengths. You know how to deceive them. So I think he did some homework on Tendulkar, and in that particular match, he was bowling such a way that at some point he continuously, with a particular aim, I will put the ball in same direction. At some point, after 3 overs, 1 over means 6 ball. So after 3 overs, at some point, Tendulkar lose his patience. He came out from the crease and tried to hit the ball, and he missed the ball. He was out. Now this is the lesson from a great cricketer. So when they returned from the match, Sidhu told, we are chatting with other cricketers, chatting, talking, and all together. We found this little boy. He was in age. Tendulkar was younger than Sidhu. This young boy was sitting in a corner, and he was trying to practice a particular cricketing shot. It's called sweep. So practicing sweep, and for hours, even we saw that even dining table also, between eating, he is doing that particular movement with his hand. Then after 4 days, the next match, and Tendulkar did 140 run. 140. And among that 140 run, I forgot that exact, 80 or 90 runs came from that particular shot. So he was not much strong in that shot. But these 4 days, he worked on that continuously, leaving every other thought. So, this purpose, must have a purpose. This purpose should become one's supreme duty, excluding idle or fleeting thoughts. Even repeated failures build strength of character, which is the real foundation of future success. Those not ready for a great purpose should focus on performing daily duties perfectly. Whatever you are doing, whatever, you may not, whatever you are doing, do it, try to do it perfectly. Cleaning the dishes probably, whatever else, in sweeping or maybe taking the classes, whatever else. This disciplined focus develops resolution, energy, and the power to accomplish anything. You will gain something, you will gain resolution, energy, and the power to accomplish anything. Strength of mind grows by persistent effort, patience, and right thinking, just as physical strength grows by training. To think with purpose is to join the ranks of the strong who use every failure as a step toward attainment. A purposeful person charts a clear mental path toward achievement and avoids distraction. We have a lot of problem with distraction. A few days ago, we are walking with one of our friends, and a teacher in India, somebody asked her that what is the real problem with the youth? So that teacher told that if you, she asked AI. She asked AI, so what is the main problem with the youth, and how to, if you want to destroy one generation, how to do that? So it is a funny question, naughty question. So the AI replied that it is a deep question. But if you want to destroy a generation of young people, you must, make a habit of distraction. A habit of distraction you have to induce in the generation. That's all. You see, we have to learn from this. We cannot study for 15 minutes altogether. Forget about 1 hour, 2 hours, years. So this, we have to be aware of that. So that is, it is so important to have a aim, a focus, a purpose. So make a purpose, it will help you to overcome distraction. So a purposeful person charts a clear mental path toward achievement and avoids distraction. Doubt and fear destroy concentration and lead inevitably to failure. Confidence in one's ability generates the will to act. He who overcomes doubt and fear aligns his thought with power, meets difficulties bravely, and achieves lasting success. About achievement, we have discussed life is about your dream, your purpose, your achievements. All achievements and failure arise directly from one's own thoughts. The universe is justly ordered, making each person absolutely responsible for their own state. A man's strength or weakness, purity or impurity, happiness or suffering are all self-created and self-sustained. We are responsible for it, nobody else it. A strong person can help a weaker one only if the weak person is willing to change and make personal effort. You can help somebody, you may want to help somebody, but that person must be willing for that. In that context, I was trying to understand that what might be the difference between a person who is strong-willed or maybe a person who is willpower is weak and somebody who has a strong determination. So in that study, I found some points. Already we have discussed a little bit of it, but with a different interpretation, sometimes it helps. So about that attention or cognitive control, there are some difference in. So strong-willed person has a well-organized executive system in the prefrontal cortex. Can sustain, number two, can sustain attention on long-term goals and inhibit distractions. Uses strategies like planning, self-monitoring, and mental rehearsal to stay aligned with intentions. And employs metacognition like, am I focusing on what really matters right now? Attention, time to time, they ask themselves. So it is about attention. Emotional regulation. Strong-willed person can tolerate frustration, boredom, or failure without emotional collapse. Uses adaptive emotion regulation strategies like reappraisal. This challenge will strengthen me. This tough situation in my life will strengthen me. Nothing is wasteful. Yesterday we were talking about, is that time a waste of time for you? So, from my heart, no, it is not a waste of time. Somehow we developed some kind of attitude, how to use that is apparently wasteful to strengthen your mind, to strengthen your focus. So with time you develop. And you are the master of yourself. You need not any book or teacher for that. You discover yourself how to do that. And they have self-efficacy, believe that one's effort can shape outcomes. I have an important role in my family. I have an important role in my office. I have an important role wherever I am. So my contribution, my effort will affect the outcome. So that belief must be there. My presence. Okay, I cannot, maybe we are 10 people working in office. I may not be that much skillful, but I know a particular job, how to do it perfectly. That particular job I will do. Displays emotional steadiness. Motivation remains stable under pressure. I am not talking about that weak part. That time will not allow me to do that. And just like sattva, rajastama, I am only talking about sattva part. Rajastama you will understand. Or maybe if in future, if I get some time, we can discuss about that part also. So about habit, a strong-willed person transforms conscious effort into automatic habits. Conscious effort. When we joined in the monastery, probably the Mangalarati, time of Mangalarati was 4 o'clock. 4 o'clock in the morning. But before that, we didn't have that kind of habit. When you were a student, maximum 7 o'clock, 6 o'clock, okay. 5 o'clock, okay. But 4 o'clock, you have to go to the temple. For that, you have to get up in 3:30 in the morning. So, finishing everything, you have to 4 o'clock. So, in the beginning, you have to, a conscious effort you have to do. Then, the habit, when the habit will form, so then automatically you can get up in a 3:30. No problem. In our Jayarambati days, Belur Math, all those places, the pujaris, they must get up around 3 o'clock or 2:30. 2:30, because they have, it is not about attending the arati. They have some work. They have to finish before the arati. 2:30, 3:30. By 3, they must be at that shrine. After finishing all those things, at 4 o'clock, so that they can open the door. So how it came? So it is from habit. So You can achieve that. So transforms conscious effort into automatic habit. Again, builds small, consistent routines. Small routine, but consistent. Uses feedback and reflection to improve performance. Over time, self-discipline becomes identity-based. I am the kind of person who finishes what I start. Swamiji called Atma Shraddha. When small goals, when you try to, when you can accomplish that, so slowly with time, it helps you to develop Atma Shraddha, faith, respect to yourself. Okay, my friends, whenever they gave me some responsibility, I did that. And they are proud of my friendship. And my siblings, my younger brother, younger sister, my mom or father, many times on my responsibility, they left them and they went somewhere. I handled the household and looked after my younger daughter, sister. I did that. So this time also I can do. So it goes on. So where from? Actually, they say we always long for strength, we always long for balance, we long for goodness. It is some kind of, they call existential choice. Everybody of us wants strength, want to be strong, want to be balanced, and want to be good. And what is the strength means? It represents competence. And what does balance means? We want control, inner control. That's why this person is balanced. And goodness means we want a healthy relation, a relatedness with others. People are saying he is good, that is good. That person is good means they want a healthy relatedness with others. So it is an existential choice from heart. So we must have some dream also. Dream. And there are beautiful words. They call dreamers are the saviors of the world. Okay, time to conclude. A beautiful passage that is again inspired by from James Allen's. Not exactly his words, but some portions are his words, but very beautiful. Let me read out. Calmness of mind is one of the beautiful jewels of wisdom. It is born of long and patient self-discipline, and it reflects the ripened understanding of laws and the workings of thought. A person grows calm in proportion to his understanding of himself as a being shaped by thought. Such insight naturally leads him to understand others. When you understand your thoughts, the laws, inner laws, then you can understand others also. For he sees that they too are the result of their thoughts. You do not look all these people as only a person of blood and flesh. You see a bundle of thoughts. As this understanding deepens and he perceives ever more clearly the inner harmony of cause and effect, he ceases to fret and worry, to grieve or complain, less grief, and becomes poised, steadfast, and serene. The calm person, having learned to master himself, knows how to live in harmony with others. People, in turn, feel his quiet strength, trust him, and learn from him. Even in business, the composed and even-tempered man prospers more, for people always prefer to deal with one who is steady and calm. The strong and serene soul is always loved and honored. He is like a shady tree in a perched land or a sheltering rock in a storm. So everyone must have that kind of dream. No? To such a person, sunshine and storm are alike, connected with Sthita Prajna. You see? So, language is different, but idea is same. To such a person, sunshine and the storm are alike, for within there is always peace and sweetness. That exquisite steadiness of character, which we call serenity, is the crowning lesson of culture, the full bloom of life, the golden fruit of the soul. That should be the goal, not for personal life. It should be the goal of culture. When we talk about culture, that we should know that what is the goal of the culture. So, with that dream, let us conclude today with a prayer also. Namah Atma Pradipaya Sakshine Paramatmane Namo Girang Viduraya Manases Chetasamapi. Salutation unto the Lord, who is the light of the soul, the witness and spirit supreme. Salutations unto him who is beyond speech, nay, even beyond thought and beyond consciousness. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om Peace, Peace, Peace.